Now I'm just going to tell you about these filters. They're called pickup filters. Now in many circumstances, particularly if you've got a small aquarium, you're not able to put external filters, so canister filters or even hang-on filters. So often the most practical style of filtration to put in an aquarium is often an internal filter, and these are known as internal canister filters. These ones are called pickup filters, which are the Eheim ones. Now the concept is very simple. The water basically enters through the bottom and goes through this sponge. Now the sponge is going to grow bacteria. The bacteria in the sponge is going to break down the waste. So it's really important when you do clean these filters that you never clean them with tap water, because most tap water contains chlorine, and the chlorine is going to kill the bacteria that grows in the filter, and the bacteria should be responsible for breaking down the waste from the fish. So basically when it is time to clean them, you just pull them up so the suction caps are left in place. There's a little bracket here, which is a very clever little design, and when you pull them up you'll find that the impeller is instantly exposed, pretty much forcing you to clean the impeller, which is an excellent design, because in many sorts of filters people just forget to clean the impeller, and over time the impeller becomes clammed up and slows down the flow and then may even stop. So when you lift this up, you're not damaging the suction caps because they stay sucked on the wall, and you are going to clean the impeller. So that gets removed. You just take this little lid off, pull the sponge out, drain a bit of water out of the fish tank, rinse the sponge in the water from the fish tank. You're not trying to get it really clean, you're just trying to free up any detritus or anything in there that might clog the filter up. Then you just put the sponge back inside, put the lid back on, slide it back into the bracket, and it couldn't get easier than that. As with all filters, the bacteria is going to oxidize the organics, which means it's going to use oxygen in the water. So I think it's really important to make sure that the outlet, it's got an adjustable outlet, you can adjust it up, you can adjust it left and right, to make sure the outlet is breaking the water surface. So you want the water to be broken, because that helps to re-oxygenate the oxygen, to replace the oxygen which the bacteria has taken out, which is actually in the filter. So if you've got a relatively small aquarium with not too many fish, this unit on its own may be fine. But if you've got a bigger aquarium, you might need to add bubbles as well. So have an air stone, so you've got the bubbles coming up, as well as having the filter. And ensure either way that the filter is shooting the water right at the surface. Now the other thing you can do is add the venturi, which means make sure this bit's out of the water, and as it sucks, it shoots out air with the pump. I'm not a real big fan of that, because often it causes microbubbles in the water, so when you're shooting the bubbles under pressure, the bubbles basically go off into the fish tank, and I like my aquariums to be crystal clear. So though the venturi is quite effective as far as oxygenating the water is concerned, I would still prefer not to do it, because I don't like the microbubbles in the water. So all in all, very good design, very basic concept, very reliable. I've been selling these Eheim filters since I was 17 years old, and I've never had a return. So how's that for amazing? Now there are many cheaper models on the market. Every man and his dog in China makes one of these filters. But if you do buy the Eheim, you might pay slightly more for it, but for the 3-year warranty it's certainly worth it. And just for you to know that I've sold these pretty much every week of my life, and I've never had one come back. So how's that for reliable?